Emily, who met in the Australian fitness industry, have been friends for almost a decade. They both have successful careers in health and fitness. Kimberley George is a business advisor and director of Invested Health, specialising in strategic planning for corporate structure, operations, business development, and marketing. Emily Kirk, also a director of Invested Health, is the co-founder director of Vast Fitness Academy, a leading registered training organisation providing nutrition and fitness qualifications nationwide. With 15 years experience in education, health and fitness, Emily is a former figure athlete with numerous Australian and international titles. Their friendship flourished, united by their passion for fitness, which also unveiled a shared interest in business. After years of discussing ideas, they launched Invested Health. Currently, they have 3 exciting projects underway in the Australian market, with Cold Bath Co as the flagship venture. Cold Bath Co was established to promote health and vitality through a unique blend of cold water therapy and bath formulation. It delivers the benefits of traditional ice baths, mitigating potential health risks, and serves as an effective solution for muscle recovery. Welcome to Pure Health Hub, ladies.
Hi.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure indeed. Now, this whole ice bathing thing is enjoying somewhat of a renaissance, with Wim Hof making his exposure to ice a personal and athletic challenge. His method and claims, never being scientifically proven, are that ice bathing also assists with chronic inflammatory conditions. Now, cryo, cold therapy, however method is documented, has been documented since 3500 BC, ancient Greece, although relates to sport recovery or musculoskeletal injury. We all know the term "put some ice on it" for those sprained ankles, and I think we all agree it has its benefits.
Yes.
But full and regular immersion is an entirely different thing. Some say a fad.
Yes.
So I understand you two are challenging this, the Wim Hof method of full ice immersion. And this is what I want to clarify today. Is this all a fad? What are we doing? Now, admittedly, the concept of an ice bath for me is intimidating, and I would suggest more than me. So much so I don't do it. I haven't done it. But I have been known to cold water dip at the gym. So what's the evidence to suggest that cold instead of ice is a better option for recovery?
Yeah. Well, I suppose we should lead in with a few things just to cover ourselves with that introduction.
Good. Excellent.
We will potentially get people offside. So we should probably start by saying that we're aware that ice baths are enjoyed by many. So we don't directly discourage their use. Many people love them and they have their place. And, you know, our goal was to really educate on the use of extreme cold temperatures and give people in the general population another option, whether it's for fitness related options or whether it's primarily for health. And Wim Hof actually has been known to just even promote purely cold showers, which is that moderate cold water therapy. So he is a big advocate for that. He will go out there and he will state all the benefits, the health benefits, that even cold showers in this moderate range will still attract to the general pop.
And I think what we wanted to do is, you mentioned the word fad there, and if we look at the true essence of what fad is, it's normally an extreme, what's the word I'm looking for, like activity that people engage in that's normally short-lived. We are very familiar with fads in the industries. You've been, in the industry for so long, and we looked at that and we were just like, well, we want something that's longevity. And yes, ice baths are promoted and they have been around for a while, but in terms of being a fad, we do believe it is a fad, and we wanted to be able to, it's like a two-ended sword. We wanted to be able to not only bring something into the home that's easily accessible by everyone, but we wanted to have an ongoing health routine that was easily accessible. So we didn't want to create a fad. So I guess we're definitely not challenging ice baths.
But there is a lot of evidence to come out, and we do touch on that. We will
Okay, so if you're not challenging, I get that you're not challenging it, but what you have said is that
it's
there
not
can
always
be
needed.
potentially some damage to people, or sometimes not right for everybody. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, that's right.
So why would that be the case then? What's the potential danger of doing ice baths for people who are not prepared?
Yeah. So firstly, most people that have engaged in ice baths before, probably predominantly the majority of them have not had a health clearance, which is very, very dangerous, because there are health risks that are involved with plunging in ice, cardiovascular, circulatory issues that come out. So, anyone with a comorbidity or anyone that has any underlying health conditions, even if they're not aware and they are ice, plunging in ice, it is a very dangerous practice to start with.
And I think our real concern with it is that, like, we all know, fitness professionals generally practice outside their scope of practice, but we also know that there's many people who literally have no health qualifications, nor have ever been in the health industry, picking up on this fad and promoting it to people. And the real concern is when you're earning an income from something, your insurance is in check, but as a health professional, especially a qualified health professional, you should be encouraging health checks and ensuring that your clients can actually use ice bath and cold bath or ice bath therapy, but making sure they are healthy to be able to do that, or being cleared by a doctor if there are any concerns as well. So, and that's where we, I guess, have those little challenges where we're just like, look, it's all well and good, but most people don't do this. And
it's intense, right? I mean, it's not like just I mean, a cold shower is one thing, but
that's right. That's
plunging into an ice bath is like next level. The point is to shock the body, but then going to take it too far, right?
That's right.
And it is extreme, and generally fads are extreme. And trust me, I've done my extreme things. I've been in the bodybuilding industry for a very long time. So I know it's one of those extreme things, but that's just the thing. People have to realize when it comes to an extreme therapy or anything like that, there are always health implications that you need to be conscious about.
And the way we stumbled across obviously the birth of Cold Bath Co, but obviously this practice that's been modified not into the general pop for general health and well-being, but also we started stumbling across a lot of evidence to support that it was actually more beneficial for muscle recovery. So back in the day, Em and I were introduced to ice baths, and we did our fair share. However, we're not going to lie, they weren't for us.
No,
we really, we endured, but it was not something that we really wanted to do. And we're not alone. A lot of people keep the practice up or try it on an occasional basis, but people couldn't sustain it. So, we started looking at the benefits of cold showers, sea swims, cold baths, which we believed were far more enjoyable. After a lot of research, lots of scientific evidence was coming out that many of these activities were sharing the same health benefits, but didn't carry the risks that ice baths did. So, lots of them in terms of muscle recovery, it was basically there's, studies after studies that are just starting to come out with education that it was delaying the muscle recovery process. And that was due to the slowdown of two different things. One, it was the inflammatory response, but also the activation of satellite cells, which can slow down the repair of muscle fibers. And so this is the evidence that's slowly emerging. And people are becoming aware of it more and more these days. People, in terms of ice bath goers, they are, I know they're very protective about their practice.
They are.
I have to say, before I just get on to the next question, to me, it almost feels like a personal challenge, rather than why we're doing it for muscle recovery, which leads into my next question. But it's almost, so when I was looking at it, it's like, I know everybody who does this is one of those people that just has to challenge themselves constantly. So to me, it's that rather than for the therapeutic benefits.
And
speaking of those therapeutic benefits, the whole ice or cold, is this just for athletes and gym goers? Like, is it, is there benefits for non-athletes here?
Yes. Definitely. Yes. Definitely. Yes. I know we touched on it before we started recording, and I guess, you know, there are myths and whatnot in the industry, but it's that same situation where, you know, having muscle is just for gym goers and people who are obsessed with the gym and whatnot. But again, muscles are a sign of immune health. So it's for general population.
Yeah.
So
for thousands of years, people have been using cold water therapy through ancient civilizations, and also, you know, compounding the use of our products. So salt bathing, you know, back into ancient civilizations as well. And that's obviously where our product came in to complement, using conjunction and develop this new health protocol, which was literally our aim to do. But essentially, you know, the health benefits are huge. So everything.
What are they? Like particularly for older people, let's say, who are nursing aches and pains and inflammatory conditions, for example, like arthritis. Like for me, the old girl with a bit of arthritis in the hands, I can't think about sticking my hands in anything cold. I would scream. So but you know what, you know, where are those health benefits? What are those therapeutic benefits?
Yeah, I think there was something you said before we get into that, you mentioned before, was just rice on it. It's the common saying. That's the rice principle coming out. What is it? Rest.
Yes. Yeah.
I should know this because
rest, ice.
Rest, ice, compression, elevate.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that saying comes from. Put ice on it. And it's really that for sprains, but it's the first, prior to 42 hours of that injury, that's where you put ice in afterwards, or after 72 hours, that's where heat comes in.
Right.
So, no, we're promoting a cold bath therapy, but hot and cold therapy is really great. So in terms of inflammation, that would be something I would explore as well, whether I use hot or cold therapy.
Yeah. So in terms of the health benefits, so definitely mood and focus. So when you go into cold water immersion, you know, blood rushes into your brain and it gives you an intense sense of focus, improved attention, brain clarity increased. So a lot of people actually do this either prior to doing something that they need concentration for. And you always, anyone that's been in a cold environment, whether it be a cold sea swim, you know how you feel when you get out. You're invigorated, you're ready to conquer the world.
And I guess that aligns with obviously not treating anxiety or depression, but helping to aid in that and some of the symptoms as well. I mean, enhancing mood and focus is going to help that. And that's something that cold water.
And even that shock of it, you know, it's like when you meditate or something, you're taking that focus away from you and, you know, what's going on in your fuzzy head or whatever. It just shocks you into something else. So there is that. I mean, I guess that's how it improves mood, I suppose.
A lot of people, you're finding that, you know, people that are sort of looking for alternative options, there is a huge amount of studies that are coming out and showing that cold water immersion is actually helping fight anxiety and depression. So, you know, I'm a big advocate. Like I truly believe that people were adopting this protocol at least 2 times during their week, 2 to 3 times during their week, they would see a massive difference in obviously their mental clarity and how they're feeling as well. So there is that massive, you know, that big component that comes from this protocol.
I think being health advocates and going back to that prevention rather than cure, being able to implement this, it's not like you're taking a tablet to be able to do it as well. It's something that's easily accessible. It's water. It's I guess besides
it's affordable, it's easy.
It's easier.
It's now tell me a little bit about the ingredients. Like what, you know, you've put some ingredients in there. What are those additives for?
So look, basically what we wanted to do was take 2 ancient protocols. So it was cold water immersion, but in a level that was obviously, you know, the general population could do it on a regular basis. They wouldn't have to go buy bags of ice. They wouldn't have to be, you know, be under duress every time they did it. But also, how do we complement that? How do we compound the benefits? So we decided to make a formula for cold water, and basically it comprises of the highest grade Epsom salts that we've sourced internationally around the world. We've got Himalayan pink salt, which is absolutely beautiful. They've got 84 minerals, and people don't realize, the amazing benefits. And then lemon essential oils. So, used in conjunction with cold water therapy, basically, you can ease stress, relax the body, relieve pain, muscle cramps, muscles and nerves function properly, eliminate toxins.
Itchy skin.
Yes.
I'm someone who gets dermatitis as well, so I find it's quite relieving.
High doses of magnesium, so obviously in our formulation. It's great for preventing muscle cramps and soreness, and regulating sleep, decreasing stress. So all these things.
My God, it's an elixir for life.
And it smells amazing. But I think what we found is, like, we obviously know there's a lot of different types of bar salts out there. The challenge that we had was trying to get something that would dissolve in cold water, because nothing really does, and you just left sitting on crystals,
granules.
Salt granules.
And there's also, the big point of it is when we started looking into this market, and people will say bath salts are bath salts. They're actually not. Unfortunately, the vast majority of bath salts in Australia are chemically manufactured, and they go through rigorous mechanical and chemical cleaning processes. And most people that buy them at supermarkets or pharmacies, they have no idea of where they've come from. And they're not necessarily pure. They're pre-packaged, and they've got additives and unnatural scents.
And so I imagine the other thing is how much you use, right?
Yes.
I was just about to mention that.
That's
right.
Yes, that's right.
I've got Epsom salts, and I'm like, well, how much does it do?
And I think a lot of the bath salts that you buy from the supermarket, I'll just put a quarter in, or a couple of tablespoons. With our product, you put the entire sachet in.
It's 250 grams, which is suitable for a standard bath, so 150 litres. We've designed it, in individual sachets so that people can use it in standard size baths, so they know that they're getting the benefits and the dilution that they need. But they're basically, our salts are 100% natural. They've obtained from evaporating seawater and ancient deposits. So we get them from all over the world, and we import them and make our formulation. They're the highest grade, no additives, no artificial colors, no processing modifications. And our Epsom salts are so pure, they're FCC food grade. So not even pharmaceutical grade. And they're granulated to be so fine that they dissolve in cold water. So we knew that you can't create a health protocol if we were going to make a substandard product that was actually going to, obviously not be pure and natural, that can complement obviously the cold water immersion.
And also the practice that comes with it. Like, that's why we chucked in a little thermometer as well. And it becomes a cool little thing. Get videos sent through to us, and they're like, oh, actually, we really love this. Like, I put my thermometer in.
They love the thermometer.
Guiltily, we've actually had some people trying to use the thermometer in their ice baths. It's not working. It's like because it's too cold.
It doesn't go that far. That's funny. I think the thing is that really what I find, the more I get involved in health, and from a sort of storytelling perspective, it is extraordinary how much we're sort of trying to go back to where we came from. And I think, whether, we were talking before about modern medicine, a fabulous thing, but then we relinquish responsibility. So now we've got to go back and learn how to take care of ourselves. So, I think the natural therapies and natural ingredients in these things that we are consuming and or putting on our bodies is of vital importance now. Girls, I want to thank you, ladies,
thank you.
For spending some time with us today. The Cold Bath Co. is, I think, something that particularly women of a certain age could really benefit from by the sounds of it. And I look forward to trying it again, or trying it soon. But well done. Congratulations on it. And good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.